Okay, so today I will show you what meta balls do. Basically, you press Shift 8 and you go to meta ball. Got all these sorts of weird shapes here. You can click on one of them and they pretty much do this. You might be asking to yourself, what the heck? Well, if you add another ball or another shape, you can pretty much see what that does. Kind of just forms together, like, I don't know, if you wanted like a biography video or something, who knows, about cells doing something. That's how you do it. Then you can go to the materials tab, add new materials. Let's just add in a camera. Short numpad 0 F12. What does that do? Well, meta balls are renderable. Now, let's see. The one thing that's pretty useful for lighting is mesh lights. If I add a plane, let's add another plane, and this one plane is going to be you. And let's see, surface to emission. Let's preview this. Now let's go into cycles, cause cycles does not fake anything. Let's jump to strength. Let's make this boy red or orange like the sun. Shift A, camera. Camera, short numpad 0, hit F12. And now we can just sit back and, oh wait, there's one thing, there. So that's what that is. It's a mesh light, but it's like naturally lighting things. For example, if you want the window to be emitting light, this is how you do it. Let's go to rendered mode. And yeah, kind of do this. And you. And all. Anyway, so yeah. Next, I will show you how you can add can bend things using curves. Add a Bezier curve. Go to curve. I enabled every single add-on, as you know. Let's add in a oh, I don't know, how about a monkey? Let's Control 3 to subdivide. Control A. Let's add a curve. No, what the? Curve. Bezier curve. Yeah, that's what it does. You can bend things. It's not that. Yeah. Yeet. You can kind of pretty much distort things with this. Subdivide. Let's make this one something like that. Make that one something like that. There. Okay, that's too crazy. Now, another thing you could do is if you wanted things to kind of look, I don't know, you can add in the cast modifier factor. Oh gosh. Yeah, so yeah, you can use spheres and stuff. You want things to look like they're being inflated from the inside or something. And also change it to a cylinder, which just looks too I don't know. It just looked too much. So one would be the entire factor, it being completely cylinder shaped. Minus one is the inverted amount, which is weird. And anything less than one kind of just exaggerates the effect. And 5, which is oh. What if someone made an animation like this? They just rotate the camera, and it's like a structure or something. Now what else is there? I still don't know what a surface is. Oh. Why does the camera keep getting deleted? Let's see what happens if I... Yeah, it's a surface. Just a surface. If I push tab into edit mode, this is how you edit things. Yeah, it's kind of like a... I don't know, like a surface of a mesh or something. And then it's being painted by a lattice. But that's really what that is. Let's see, force field. These are physics objects. Force field. Force, it adds a force. Just an outwards explosion force. Go to the physics tab. Got the strength and stuff. Let's see, armature. Let's add in a single bone. Shift A. Mesh. Cube. Let's parent. So you have to first select the mesh, and then the bone. Control P, and with automatic weights, I guess. Tab. R. Oh wait. Control Tab. Pose. There we go. See. And if you add multiple ones, it'll deform other vertices. This is how people rig characters. Now let's see what else. So yeah, guess that's it. Oh yeah, right. If you have a GPU, you should select the GPU at all costs because it's very fast. It actually got motion blur, and then your shutter speed. Or the shutter time taken in frames between shutter open and close. If you really seen a slow-mo video of a camera taking a picture, there's like this little thin black thing that just opens up, and then you can see the lens inside, and then it takes the photo, and then it closes back again. And so this is the time. So 0.5 would be like half a second, I think. That is how long the duration would be, right after the shutter thing opens, and so that's yeah. So then you got film, which is film. Can add transparent, which is you do transparent backgrounds. But if you really want a transparent background and without having to do composite or anything, you'll really have to go over to the printer tab, and then you output. It has to be TIFF if you want a transparent background, because TIFF is the only file that supports transparent background for Blender. Why? Because I don't know. That's just how it is. And you got all sorts of stuff. Color depth. You should really 16-bit color channels. So the more color bits there is, the more color depth there is, basically the more the image can take in more varieties of color. It's a lot for you to take in, but well, basically, if there's not much bits, there's not going to be much, I don't know how you would explain it, but basically, a photo with one color bit is black and white. I think that's 1 bit. Either it's black or it's just white. It's probably 1 bit, or maybe 1 bit is like black and white, just complete black, complete white. 2 bits is black, white, and complete gray, and so on and so forth. So, except the downside to most color bits is that it's gonna take up more file size. So yeah, there's that. The stereoscopy, turn that on, and now you got 3D. Yeah. You can choose your frame rate, your start and your end, blah blah. Now, here's your aspect ratio. Let's see. You got your experimental, which has a warning sign, which means you shouldn't really use it too much if you really don't want Blender to crash sometimes, because it is experimental after all. Eevee, that's basically, well, real-time rendering, but I like cycles because it uses real ray tracing. So yeah, so here's path tracing. So the difference between ray tracing and path tracing is ray tracing uses rays, and path tracing probably use paths or lines, I guess. So a ray, well, I don't really know the difference between lines and rays, but you know, branch path tracing, better look into that. Now, adaptive sample, I usually turn that on if you want to, like, basically, if you have a bright image, like a bright scene, you won't see much noise, or you won't see. So if you turn down the samples, the more noise there is, but the faster it renders, which is in sampling and render in your viewport. And so, except that if you turn the samples up, your image will be less grainy, but it'll take longer. So adaptive sampling, it basically samples all the bright spots of your image, and it removes some samples from it and gives it to the dark spots, because darker spots are more grainier than light spots. So, you know, it kind of evens it out. And you got simplify, and basically it makes quicker preview renders. Now here's one thing that you should really use is, where is it? Where'd it go? Yeah, I think it's actually simplify, right? Yeah. AO bounces. You jump that up to 2. First, let's make a scene, the cube. Let's turn off simplify. Shift A, any camera, control numpad 0, F12. There goes your default cube. Now let's turn on simplify. F12. It's kind of faster though. This effect doesn't really look that much. It doesn't really apply much to simple scene, like a single cube, no lights or anything. But if you have more advanced renders like subways and cities and stuff, you should really turn up the AO bounces, because then it kind of makes your renders faster. So yeah. So there you have it, a few tips. Okay, bye.